PlatZHirsch! Nice side, you go around now! Sideline loud! Heidees sideline! Let's go offense! Go Heidees!
Hello and welcome to day 2 of Spring Tour 2024. We've got the first game of the day. We're already 10 minutes in. And the two teams displayed are PlatZHirsch from Zurich. And I do believe that's Heidees. And that's a nice run-through block by the Heidees. They're around their break point now. To the far side. And a nice round shot towards the side. And they're so good at moving from one side to the other with only quick throws, leaving a lot of space in between the handlers. And the stack setup. The hammer goes over the top. And they're switching sides again to the end zone, and that's a score for them. What a nice break for Heidees. I do think that should be 4-1. In favor of the Heidees. They started on offense as well, but have really gotten on rather good with that game so far. This is still a pool play game. It's pools of 5, and the Heidees have won all their games yesterday, winning over Revolutionaire 15-3, 15-10 over UFO, 15-11 over Smash D, and now currently playing their game against PlatZHirsch. PlatZHirsch, on the other hand, have lost 2 and won 1 game so far, as they're starting on offense again, starting in a horizontal stack. We got a gainer into space, but that help defense doesn't work out, and in the end, they're in the end zone quickly with the score. It's a nice full play and good recovery after that with a clean hold. So as I said, they already won a game and lost 2 yesterday. They lost against UFO 10-13. They lost against Smash D 15-8, and they won against Revolutionaire 12-8. It seemed like the weather is really nice today. Sunny, not as windy perhaps, but of course that you can never tell. Not yet, at least. Not from the camera screen. And we can also see in the back the other game going on is Bad Skid against. Oh, can't really see it now, but I might figure it out later. Heidees on offense. Get that initiation play started, and a huck immediately goes deep. That's really close to the line, and he toes it in, or does he? Some players on the field say it's out of bounds. It does seem like the catch was made out the end zone and up the side, and PlatZHirsch got it back. Go Huck as well. Good position from the defender. And he gets it off already. And on that far side now. Going into the middle. Very close defense there, but gets it off. They really enjoy their swings to Heidees. They're working super patiently. It does seem like there's a lot of pressure on the downfield, so not as much hopping there. But as I say it, of course, the huck goes up. It's perfectly put into the end zone for the score for Heidees. So they really did take their time to find the best option. Swung it from one side to the other with not a lot of pressure on the handlers to reset and then just wait for the perfect continuation from the stack. Of course, this is day 2 of spring tour. We've already had games yesterday, and all these games will count towards the end of the season's qualification. Like the whole season is going to be qualification for EUCF, and the best 16 teams in all divisions will be able to participate at EUCF. There will be wildcards awarded as well. Not in this tournament, not in spring tour, but there will be elite invite in about 3 weeks, and the summer tour as well. So all winners of these tournaments will get awarded a wild card in their division. As Zurich PlatZHirsch are continuing down the field and hucking it as well. Very similar style to what Heidees are playing. And just popping it into the end zone. The PlatZHirsch is set to pull. Nice floating pull, and the defense is already there. As they have centered it, they're running a zone defense of a sort, at least a poachy look. An arrowhead zone, leaving a lot of space to the handlers, which of course benefits Heidees a little bit as they have some very good throwers with a lot of experience. And another hammer goes off. These are so well placed by the Heidees. Inside shot goes, and they're just in front of the end zone. PlatZHirsch have transitioned to a matchup defense now. And they'll put as much pressure as possible on the Heidees to prevent them from scoring. Losing yards, but they don't mind that. Nice layout bid, but comes up another layout bid. Comes up short again, and that one is so open. Frustration by the Zurich players after this layout, having to run up 9 with the kind of speed that Heidees display. The easy, he looked for the switch, but couldn't quite get there. Couldn't get the switch, so couldn't get there. Was winded after that layout, and I am a fan of a defensive layout, and I think that's a really a good skill to have, and it really makes someone more dangerous as a player when you know you have to put more pressure on. But also, if you miss that layout, it's gonna be really tough and probably not. So like because your player is gonna be very open, so you have to calculate that risk rather well. You saw that now. There's a timeout on the field. I probably think it was PlatZHirsch who took it to get the focus back. Or maybe it's Heidees who want to ramp up the intensity. See if Heidees change up their defense at all, as they're also running down a very nice pull. Got a marker that marks back around and a poach in the lane, and that initiation play doesn't work out for PlatZHirsch as the disc is dropped. Loads of pressure from Heidees adds up to be too much. Nice around shot, 2 players in pursuit, one gives up and goes on. There's a leading pass just in front of the end zone now, looking for the pop in, and they get it as well, and that's the second break for Heidees. So they make quick use and good use out of the timeout, really ramped up the intensity a little bit, and got that break that they needed. To be fair, on paper, I do think PlatZHirsch are playing very well and maybe a bit over what one would expect looking at the way the games turned out for both of these teams yesterday, but also it's the early stages of it, only 25 minutes in. So I can confirm the time it was taken by PlatZHirsch. Didn't work out for them the way they intended it to, probably. Heidees used it to their advantage. And they'll go out on defense again. That's nice movement from the downfield players. And a missed switch that probably was looked off. Very open player deep. Would have been advantageous for PlatZHirsch, but they choose to not take that one and to stay in their structure. And that one, this too zippy, too quick. Continuation wasn't quite there from Weber. Even go initiated by Heidees, and a poach on the open side really prevents anything from working quite yet. They're trapped on that far side now, going up the line. And up the line works well for them. That's another score, another break, 3 in a row for the Heidees. They really do work with a handler-led offense, the Heidees. You can see that here as well on the there's another timeout call by PlatZHirsch, and I would probably believe that they wouldn't take their second timeout in only 2-point difference, so maybe my information was wrong after all. And it was Heidi's timeout. We'll figure it out at some point, but for now, there's a PlatZHirsch timeout. So we've got other games going on right now. Free Speed are down 1-6 on Czech, and Chutz and Frisbees are also playing. Chutz is up 3-2. UFO and Smash D are also playing at this time, and this Smash D is up 4 to UFO's 5. Smash D is up 5 to UFO's 4. We've also got some crossovers going on. Aarhus are down 2 and Solibang 7 points right now. Fab Flying Angels down 5 to AUTB 3-2. XVI 3 is number 2, and Monkey 5 and Quixotes 3. So all relatively early stages of the games now. Only Solibang and Heidees and Czech actually really in a commanding lead so far. And we'll see if PlatZHirsch maybe will be able to change that. The timeout that they took, maybe they can. They have cooked something up. They're on offense now. Bit of a chaotic start for them. And that's a run-through block from not the intended target's defender, but a help defender. And they're already on the brink of the end zone. With a high release. High stall throw, probably. That's picked off by a Zurich defender. And they get it back again. Leading pass that led to a turn. Asking a bit much of the receiver as Sonntag picks it up. Finds that inside shot and gets it back in the middle to our far side now. Cuts are coming from the front of the stack. But no, Not quite active, really. The downfield play is rather handle-led, as I've mentioned before. And sometimes really getting every other. Nice inside shot to an open player on the break side. And that's a score for the Heidees to go and get the half at 8-3. So that was after a rather even matchup. That was a quick work from the Heidees to finish out the half strong. Let's see if PlatZHirsch can hold on, maybe get a break back, or if Heidees just will dominate and get that game over with quickly. So we're back with the second half. PlatZHirsch receiving, and they make quick work of the first few passes, but now a bit static. Passing it through the handlers where there's not as much pressure. Yet a nice high disc and a good jump, but too high for them. Nice arcing flick to the break side. There's a bit of conundrum in the handler set. Too many players. Nice high reception. And they're losing yards really, but doesn't seem like they have a lot of pressure. I think there's sheer. Puts the disc in position, and the break for Heidees again. They really don't mind losing yards and moving back to the middle of the field even to create more space on the sides, and I think they're doing really well at that. Very good fielded pull again, and you can really see there's not a lot of options. The deep shot is a very good one though, and well defended, but a foul called on the receiving end here. I think that's Bergeron for PlatZHirsch. And there is a sign of a retracted foul, which means the disc stays with. I will go to Heidees. The turnover stays, and the disc will go to Heidees as they're already working down the field quickly again. The wind up for the big throw was there. 2 players in that near side, and now the deep shot goes, and that was a much better one for the Heidees side. So there was 2 Heidees players in the same spot, and one of them even laid out to try and catch the disc, but the other one was in way better position. It was probably intended for the player who then got the disc as well and threw the deep shot. So all worked out well. But these miscommunications can sometimes really cause a conundrum. (10-3), the score now in favor of Heidees. They really stepped up after the first time out. I just think also they pushed up their energy a little bit, but they have gone on a near side now, and there goes a deep shot, and the defender is in pursuit and was even behind the offensive player, but makes that one adjusting step towards the disc. And Jill gets the defense. That seems to be a 1 pass, so the 2 pass score for Heidees. Again, of course, couldn't unfortunately see who it was to, but I do think it actually is Bookends, as I saw a person with who made the defensive play. So Jill to streak up, and according to the schedule website, he actually did get the score, so that's double happiness, the break, the defense and the score for for Heidees, and of course that was another break. So 11-3.
Hey, let's go, Hirsch!
Heidees again with their zone or poachy setup. I don't think it's a zone necessarily, it's a handler sag, so they're letting things go for laterally, but try to prevent anything from going up the field really with the handlers really staying in the lanes. And that one again tipped and and the Heidees defender made sure that it won't connect, and they were even beyond their brick point a little bit. Nice high pass there, and the inside shot goes. Not quite inside in the end zone yet, but very close to it. And the reset comes as an inside, and that one wasn't probably an expected throw. The receiver definitely didn't expect it to be there, otherwise he would have caught it. It is now back on defense. And that one also a Heidees throw that doesn't connect on PlatZHirsch side this time. Continuation goes, but the disc is smacked to the ground. Nice recognition there. And now it does seem like PlatZHirsch are working with better flow. Nice grab as well, and there goes the deep shot. And that's a score for PlatZHirsch. Their first one since 4-3 for them, making it 11-4. Noah Casselli to Georg Schwan. Of course, we're playing to 70 minutes. Or 15 points, whatever happens first. And then we already had a halftime at 8. So once the first team reaches 8 points, it's halftime. And then once the first team reaches 15 points, the game is over. Or time is over, which then there is a cap point. This open. Nice deep pull. And we can also see the sagging in the lanes from PlatZHirsch, opening up the field there, and that is a nice shot into space. Defender was there, but the offensive player in a bit of a better position, and they're quickly already changing the point of attack here, going back into the middle and towards the side. And the shot into the end zone works out apparently because players are running to the end zone. Heidees not celebrating as vividly as I would hope or one would assume with that big of a lead, but that's good offense, easy offense as well. Heidees back on defense with not as much energy on that pull rundown. A very open player on that near side. Goes inside and they lay out block. Makes Heidees have offense again. The throw got back a little bit behind the receiver, but a nice leading pass, and now they're giving and going. They're already in front of the end zone. Go around again with an isolated player in the front of the end zone there. Doesn't take that option, looks to the handler set instead. Now we've got the isolated person again, but that's overshot, and PlatZHirsch got it back. Good reception on that near side, and the cross field throw for Zurich is just a little too much. The Heidees pick up and huck it immediately. Quick after, and that's not quite in there in front of the end zone, and that one through the inside angle for the score, and they're within 2 of finishing that game. PlatZHirsch have to go reset the disc because, again, the downfield defense works super well for the Heidees. There isn't a lot of options or any option actually they can take. Now they find someone from upfield. But back again though. And the deep shot goes off, poached, but that doesn't work out. Nice put there, floaty, and run through for a Heidees player who gets that disc and walks it to the end zone line. Of course, if he catches the disc from the opponent in their end zone, he can either start immediately or move it to the nearest point of the end zone. To put the disc into play, he has to pivot. So set 1 foot down. As Heidees are now playing their offense after return. Sonntag and Stuhlert. Far side now. And what a nice reception. Even has to go to ground, but is quick to stand up again. Stuhlert up the line. Winds up for the hammer, doesn't give it though. And does the boring thing of the up the line pass instead of a much more exciting hammer would have been. But it's exciting nonetheless because they're within one of finishing out the game. If they can break here, they win. So it's a must-score situation for PlatZHirsch. And it does seem like there's a timeout on the field. We're back after the time at about 50 minutes played so far. And Heidees within distance of closing out the game early. If they can break now. Of course, it's in the hands of PlatZHirsch first. Break it around, a lot of space between the handlers and the cutting space, and exploited the poach there very well. They're in the middle now. But literally middle of the field and middle of perfect middle here. On that near side. And they advance up the field quite nicely. High throw, but caught easily. Now they're on the far side just in front of the end zone. Nifty pass over the top and read very well. That's a score, a much needed one for PlatZHirsch, making it 14-5. Luca Gordenzini to Philipp Arm. So Heidees on offense with the opportunity to close out the game. They have not yet dropped an offensive point. All holds for them so far. We'll see if PlatZHirsch can change that rhythm late in the game. An interesting setup by PlatZHirsch. Looks like they're playing with an arrowhead zone. And the hammer goes into so much space. Such a nice put. Player's all alone. Really has time to look for an option as there's not even a real mark on them yet. Continuation goes, and there's a stoppage on the field. Maybe due to a pick. So nice handler movement again. We've seen that so much from the Heidees, and that score. Oh, no, it's not a score. They dropped the disc, and that's an opportunity PlatZHirsch have to use if they want to stay in the game. They get it here.